I personally think that, we all evolved in the sea, from the sea. I think we are fundamentally, connected to water in every single way. Our sea provides the air we breathe. It supports the entire sort of life system on our planet. Without the blue, there is no green, So, yeah, we are water and we are connected, and I don't think we'll ever lose that connection. It's always a part of us. I've always been fascinated with the oceans for a very, very long time. Since I was very young, I was fortunate to live in Asia and explore all these incredible marine habitats and pristine coral reefs. But I also was very interested in art, and I spent a lot of time in the UK exploring the boundaries of public art. But I always became a little bit disillusioned that it was all very sort of temporary in a way and kind of wasteful. I sort of, kind of lived the life of an exhibition or a public display. But then I had to sort of pack it up and store it, and I don't know, it just didn't feel sort of valuable enough. And so when I started to realise that if I then explored the underwater world, and then if I used my art to actually create something functional, something practical, as well as being able to sort of tell stories and send messages about our world, then it kind of sat a lot more comfortably with me, and I sort of felt I'd had the right combination of function and concept. Well, for me, viewing art has always been about exploration. Exploration of ideas, of concepts, of different narratives. And for me, when you also include that with a kind of the exploration of the environment, when you take the artworks out of this sort of the white walled gallery or this big sort of institution, and you put it into a natural space, I think it kind of blurs the lines between what is natural and what is artificial. And for me, that kind of opens up your mind a little bit more. I think it puts you in a more kind of spiritual place, a more accepting place. And I think that's a very, very different way to sort of look at artworks. I wanted people to feel that our underwater spaces are sacred areas. I have a sort of idea of how they'll change, but I'm generally always surprised by how they evolve and how they morph into these completely different forms. And some of the shapes and some of the textures and some of the colours are nothing that could be produced in a studio. We try in the studio to recreate some of the things I've seen, and they're almost impossible. And so it's not, it's one of nature's services that can never be replicated. And for me, what's really sort of interesting about how they evolve, and I think having my work colonised by the marine environment is something that's very authentic. Denial is one of the most interesting human instincts, because I think it's inherent in all of us, and it's been a survival technique. It's something that we ultimately need to change and be more realistic about what is happening and what our everyday actions incur. I think our oceans, our seas, our coral reefs, our marine ecosystems are severely depleted, severely in trouble. And just over my short lifespan, I've seen dramatic changes. Coral reefs are dying around the world. Our oceans are heating up, which is causing, coral bleaching events, which is causing oxygen levels to be depleted in the sea, severely overfishing our oceans, decimating, natural ecosystems. Many different things. Ocean acidification, the pH of the ocean is actually changing. And these are having devastating consequences for future generations. I try to use the sculptures on many different levels. First of all, just from a very, very, very practical level, they're an artificial reef, so they provide a hard substrate for many different marine creatures to inhabit. They're designed so that corals can actually grow on them, different types of algae, tunicates, soft corals, so they actually become colonised. They're also, the shapes of them are designed so that different species can live inside them, different types of crustaceans and fish aggregations. The sculptures are made from a very special type of marine cement. They're reinforced with a special fibre. There's no metals that are used in the works or anything that can pollute or corrode. It's very important these works last for hundreds of years. So that's just on the practical side, but then there's other sides where it's also about controlling tourism, maybe diverting the sort of large numbers of people that visit coral reefs, diverting them away from natural areas and trying to concentrate them in areas where they do less damage. But then there's also, the narrative of the works and the messages that they try to explore, and to try to sort of change how we visualise the sea. It's not this endless resource that we can just plunder. It's not this, place that we can, dump things and forget about it. It's actually, a beautiful, sacred environment that we really need to protect. And actually, we need to start learning that we all share our resources. We share the air we breathe, we share the oceans, we share our climate, and we really need to find ways to work together and not sort of isolate ourselves further.